Welcome back to Brampton Gardener. Today it's a tribute to my wonderful garden pug, Gizmo. He turned 15 years old in January and he has been by my side gardening with me for the past 15 years. Gizmo has been slowing down quite a bit in the last few years. He got a new lease on life when we started giving him some glucosamine tablets a few years back, but I did notice this fall that he really has slowed down, and he's enjoying taking his time in the garden, but he still loves to be out there. He still loves to spend time with us and just travel around the garden looking for stuff to sniff and plants to eat. And one of his absolute favorite things in the garden is tomatoes. So he is the very reason why I started gardening putting my tomatoes in pots, because I discovered that this little guy could reach them when they were in the ground, and he had no shame. He would go out and he would eat them, and then he would even try to smuggle them back into the house, thinking I wouldn't notice this giant round ball in his mouth. But I switched to container gardening because that was one of the reasons. We also have really bad clay soil, and it just really seemed to work better for us. But he can still get a few. Don't worry, he gets his fair share. Here's a quick little video this summer from him.
First tomato of the
Getting
season.
to try the very first tomatoes.
Oh!
I let him have the first one. He was 14. We didn't know if he was even going to make it to tomato time this year.
This one's for Mommy.
And I said, you know what? If you hold out, Gizzy, if you can make it, I'll give you the first tomato off the plant. So there he is. Enjoying his first, but not last tomato of the season. He really loved them. Although this year he discovered cucamelons, and he discovered that he loves cucamelons almost as much as he loves tomatoes. But he discovered the root system of one of the cucamelons and possibly dug it up. So one of the cucamelons ended up dying back a little bit early, and I do think it's because he trampled it a bit, but we still had plenty, so I didn't have the heart to tell him not to. His other favorite pastime is napping, preferably in a warm, sunny spot somewhere out on the deck, soaking up the rays. He absolutely loves being outside and in the garden with me. He's been my little gardening pal. He's always up the hill, sits down right next to you, sometimes gets in the way, but he's just been an absolute delight and the best big brother my daughter could ever ask for. He is so cute. He's been out a little bit already this year, but it's been so snowy, so he hasn't had too much of a time going up the hill. A few times out checking for, rabbit poop and good stuff like that. I have to admit, looking at these pictures, as I was downloading them and then now as I'm looking through them, I'm getting a little choked up. It's amazing to see so many years spent with such a wonderful dog, and I don't know how much longer we're going to have with him. I know unfortunately can't live with us forever, but we've gotten 15 wonderful years out of him, and he has been just amazing with my daughter and with us. If you know anything about pugs, they just constantly want to be right by your side, and he's just always there, always curious, always happy, always tired, always hungry. Always hungry because, well, he's a pug. But he just loves to just sit out there for hours on the hill, just checking out his domain, his backyard. And so share with me in the comments below if you have a special little gardening animal that comes out with you, and dog, a cat, duck, chicken, whatever you got. Leave a comment below, and thanks guys.